So conservatives, Republicans, the right wing in the United States for years. Oh, we care about babies. We care about babies. No, you don't. You're pro-birth, not pro-life. They've proven that long before the MAGA stuff started, but now that we're in MAGA Trump 2, they further prove it. We've talked about this before. You say you're pro-life, but Republicans, conservatives, they've cut billions out of SNAP, WIC, Medicare, Medicaid. No, they cut cancer research programs. They strategically cut U.S. aid overseas, causing, I'm just going to call it what it is, straight up murder of hundreds of thousands of women and babies and children across the world, but especially in Africa. That was on purpose. Right? You don't care about, let's see. We could keep going. Donald Trump's name is mentioned in the Epstein files more than Jesus' name is mentioned in the Christian Bible. This administration just illegally, unethically invading countries around the world. Again, not ethical, no reason for the U.S. military to be doing this. They didn't attack us. They posed no threat to us. And it wasn't legal. Sovereign nations, invading sovereign nations, just straight up some colonizer shit, right? Endangering the lives of women and children around the world. From Venezuela, Cuba to Iran. Bombed. It was a U.S. bomb that murdered all of those innocent children in Iran, especially girls, right? Conservatives, Republicans, whatever you want, the right wing, all that, they are the loudest about we're pro-birth, we're pro-life, we're pro-life. No, you're not. You're not even pro-birth. Complete fucking hypocrites. Republicans in states, the southern states. I talked about all of this throughout the years, but I talked about this particular point too. Bringing bringing back child labor, eroding child labor protections, especially in southern states. That's conservatives. That's Republicans too, right? The most obvious, banning abortion. Some states just outright abandoning abortion, no matter if it's rape, incest, molestation of children, rape of women, it doesn't matter. Just banning. Even if the female's life is in danger, right? It's gotten so bad, some states, like we talked about this before, I think Texas is still doing this, but some states are not even legally publishing how many women have been murdered by the state because they've been denied abortion, because it's murder, right? That's murdering a woman. That's murdering a woman. Women females who have birth complications, they need abortions or they'll die, and doctors should have denying them because the doctors are afraid of going to prison. Women not having access to abortion, females not having access to abortion, has caused the mother and infant mortality rate to rise throughout the United States. Literally, by that law, by just that alone, let alone all the other things we talked about, banning abortion actually kills women and children. But people warned you this would happen, especially with outright abortion bans. Right? These people don't care about infants, babies, the unborn. They don't care. Though different things, by the way. They don't care about embryos. They don't care about the fetus. They don't care about babies. They don't care about mothers. They don't care about little girls. Conservatives, Republicans on podcasts asking, what's wrong with raping girls? What's wrong with raping female children? What's wrong with that? Or that you should be able to marry a girl when she's 15 or 16 years old. Mainstream, conservative, right-wing podcasters on the internet, right, who hosted Donald Trump speaking about this, talking about this, out in public, and they're just having normal careers in the public political sphere. It's ridiculous. But conservatives, the right wing in America cares about women and children and infants. They care about babies, right? I wanted to end all of this just to say, because I saw that there's a law, I think it's in Ohio, that they're trying to track pregnancies. It's some race-based hereditary slavery shit, right? Because some of y'all will say that's the Handmaid's Tale. Well, the Handmaid's Tale, that stole a lot of things that were done to African and Native American female bodies here in North America, right? That's what that is. Tracking your pregnancies. We already, African American women, especially, and including Native American women, suffer from misogynoir, deadly misogynoir, racism, and bias in the medical industry here in North America. It's dangerous for them to be pregnant, more so than any other group of people, more so. And that's before all this, right? You heard the stories of African American women who were criminalized for having a miscarriage. So what would happen with this whole tracked pregnancy thing? This is not. They don't care about women and children, especially if they're not white. They don't even care about those, right? This is about making sure there's a white population. That's what they really want. They want all poors, but especially a white population of poor peasants. They want damn near enslaved people. That's all this. That's all this is about. They want to control women's bodies. They want to force women and men to have children, whether they want them or not, so that they can enslave those people and use those kids as cheap labor. That's all this is about. Because all these conservative and Republicans, especially the ones with money, especially the ones that are wealthy themselves, that come from a wealthy political dynasty family or background, do you think that the females of their family don't have access to abortion? They definitely do. They have full gynecological care. They have full medical care for their womanhood, for their female parts. But they want to deny you and your family that because they want a bunch of white slaves and peasants. Right. Let this nation be they want this to be a white nationalist nation, right, which is evil in of itself, but they want every white person that isn't their family to be a peasant to them. Some monarchy, feudalism shit. Wake up. Wake up.